Thank you, Chair. First of all, I would like to thank Omar and Abla for the invitation. I think I'm very happy to participate to this topic. And why? Because it's one of the important topics in Africa now. We cannot speak about Africa without speaking about youth. We cannot speak about Africa without speaking about employment for youth in Africa, poverty in Africa, and so on, migration in Africa, and so on. And I think we cannot speak about youth without speaking about transformations in Africa. Without speaking about youth, without speaking about factors that lead to this youth bulge, and also without not speaking about youth, without speaking of the context in which young people are evolving. I think today's Africa is facing a challenge for having this growth that allow a lot of jobs in terms of quantity and particularly in terms of quality of jobs. I have 2 points to highlight. The first one, as you said, the chair, I think Africa has the highest demographic growth today. It's a huge population. I think we have to see it as a positive thing, I think, as an asset for the development of the Africa. But in the same time, as a challenge. We are in a situation that behind this change, we have the transition, the demographic transition. And we have to take this in account in order to think how to manage this demographic change in order to give the opportunity for these young people to contribute to the development of our continent. The second point, we cannot speak about youth without considering they are the digital generations. They are digital generations. And we have to take this in account. Why? Because they can contribute to innovation. I don't think that I am very advanced in digitalization than youth today, I think. And they have a lot of things to do. They have a lot of things to propose. They have a lot of things to develop in terms of innovation. And they have a lot of things to propose to address a lot of challenges in Africa now. But there are some requirements, I think. This requires a change in our approach, I think. And the way institutions function today. Youth people need to be considered as part of the development, not a subpopulation that needs, for example, employment, education, and health, and so on. They have to be in the development. They have to be considered as a part of the development. And they have considered as a subpopulation that they could contribute to address a lot of challenges in our continent. You are the dean. I am a professor. I think there are many professors in the room. The key is the education. But we have to pay attention, not only education, quality in terms. I think it's very interesting to focus on this word. The 2 words are necessary. The third one is skills. We cannot think about education without skills. Yeah. A diploma, you are a dean, I am a professor, a diploma is not enough today. I think we have to develop skills in order to have a good job. A good job. Give me someone who is well educated with skills, I guarantee a job. No problem. Let me go back to some challenges. I think we are in a conference and we are in the center of think tank. It's a center. I think it's we have to sometimes think out of the box in order to put things ahead. The question of youth bulge today, because there is a democratic transition, we have to think in a systemic approach. Today, we are talking about youth bulge. Tomorrow, with this demographic change, we will speak about aging population. I think we have to put these things together in order to find solutions, not for today, but for tomorrow also. Because tomorrow we will have more challenging problematics, I think, in taking into account aging population. The second, as a practitioner of public policies, I think we ignore some levels in public policies. We think to a lot of initiatives. We have a lot of initiatives in different countries, in our continent, but we ignore some levels. And the first level is the implementation. The process of implementation of each public policy is very interesting. We take time in thinking, we take time in how to elaborate a public policy, a program, for example, but we take less time to the implementation, which is very important for the results. The second level is about evaluation. I think evaluation of programs is very interesting today, because without evaluation, maybe we have a program with less results. And I think in this case, we create frustration in the youth community. If we evaluate correctly our programs, if we elaborate correctly our programs and implement them correctly, I think with best education, we will have a good job, we will have less problem in our society related to youth community. I think it's a good question. I think sometimes we ignore our capacity as Africans to help each other. I think we have a lot of things to share. You mentioned Egypt, you mentioned Kenya, Morocco, and so on. If we create, for example, a network in order to help each other without importing some solutions from outside, and we have to adapt them to Africa. I think we have a lot of things. It's a good idea. Why not to create this idea to help each other in terms of creating job, in terms of education, and so on. I think it's very interesting. And sometimes, yes, we can, for example, ask the help for international organizations for funding and so on. I think, but the ideas and because solutions have to come from specific area in Africa. And in this case, it's very interesting to work together. I think solutions exist in our countries, and the key is cooperation south-south.